Okay, second half of the Disney Museum puzzle is starting now. So let's start sorting the pieces. I don't really like sorting pieces, but it will be easier later on for sure. So definitely gonna start sorting now. I started with the smaller images of Captain Hook and the Frog Princess. After I did that, I worked on Lady and the Tramp image, and I just needed to look up the title of the Disney movie because in German it's called Susi and Strolch, something quite different. Yeah, with the Lady and the Tramp image, I was missing a lot of pieces, so I could not finish that image right away. I just put it aside and left it there. So next was the Sleeping Beauty image that I worked on, and this is one of the larger images. But with this one, it's actually very easy to puzzle because it has very distinct colors and you can easily pick them out and put them together. With the Mulan image, again, some pieces were missing, so I couldn't finish the image right away and needed to put it aside. Next, I worked on the Beauty and the Beast pile, and somehow pieces of the Lady and the Tramp image were mixed in with this one, so I could take these pieces and put them into the other image and finish this one a bit more. The Pocahontas image was a bit more difficult. It's the same as with the Dalmatian image from the other half. This kind of black and white images are a bit more difficult to puzzle because the pieces are all just pretty much white and have some lines and some gray on it, but it's not as easy as the more colorful images. Then I continued with the Pinocchio image, and this is also one of the larger ones, but since it also has bright colors that you can pick out, it's also not that difficult and also a lot of fun to put together. Then I worked on the abstract image of the cat, and this was also quite challenging because it was then too colorful and the colors are too all over the place, so it took a while to put this one together as well. Next, I tackled the biggest image of this side, which is the aerial image. And it's a very beautiful one, but it also takes a while because the upper part is quite dark and has a lot of dark pieces, and those are always a bit more challenging to put together. And then the bottom part has a lot of green and different shades of teal, so it takes a while to differentiate between what belongs to the background and what belongs to the tail. Then I worked on Snow White and the Cinderella image. I had put both of those pieces into one pile, and now I needed to sort them out and figure out which pink color belongs to which image. But the Cinderella one is a lighter shade of pink, so if you take a look at the pieces, and you can find the ones that you need for either of those images. think the most difficult image is the Bambi image, because it doesn't have a lot of color again either. So the background is a lighter shade of brown and Bambi itself is a darker shade of brown, but it's all the same color. So it takes a while again to figure these pieces out. After putting all the images together, you already have a huge part of this puzzle done. I think the next part is the most pieces of this side of the puzzle, and these are all the frame pieces. I had put all of them together into one pile while sorting, so I went in and resorted them, and this is what you can see in the next part. Unfortunately, the sound is a little bit messed up, so I hope it's not too annoying. Otherwise, just skip a couple minutes ahead. I finished all the inside of the frames, all the Disney characters. And the next thing that we need to tackle are all the frames. And those were the most pieces when I sorted. They all fit into this box. This was full, pretty much full. And I went into another sort to sort the different frames of the pictures. So as you can see, there's some texture difference between the frames, and I tried to separate them as best as I could. It definitely helped that I puzzled the other side first, because some of the frame structures are the same. For example, this structure here, that's kind of with these lines, that's also here on this frame. So it was definitely easier that I had puzzled the other side and were quite familiar with some of the frame pieces. So these light pieces that you can see here, I think are from this frame. Then I tried to separate pieces that some kind of dots within them. Like here, for example, with this piece, that you can have these dots in the middle. I tried to separate them out. And they can be part of maybe this frame, for example, or this frame here. So I have these pieces separated and I can try to use them. Then I have a pile with miscellaneous a little bit, where I wasn't sure really where they go. That must be some of those that are here. Or for example, those that are quite yellow and don't have any texture on them. For this frame, additionally, I could separate out all the pieces that had these bubbles on them. That was very easy to differentiate. And with this box, it's kind of a darker, more delicate or intricate kind of frame, because this is also something from this frame, for example, or pieces from this frame that are contained in this box. So I have those separated out, so it should be easier to put these together. Here in this box, I have pieces that still have some part of the inner puzzle. For example, this could go here somewhere. So that's probably where I would start with to try to fit those. In this pile, I tried to have pieces that are kind of have straight lines or some kind of straight line texture on them. So that, for example, maybe it should also be part of this frame or this frame, for example, or this one. These pieces should be somewhere within that box. Another box, or something that I try to differentiate, is between those more broader or bigger kind of images or frames versus those that are a bit more intricate and a bit smaller or finer. Usually that's something you can differentiate. So here are the more I don't know, bigger ones that should go there, and here are the ones that are finer in the structure. And then here's the pieces that are with these lines, like this one here. That's easy to pick out, so that is also something that can be put together rather easily, I think. And then the last pile that I made are pieces that have wall and a little bit of frame, where I wasn't really sure where else to put them, so I put them in this box. That's the one I will tackle at the end when I've done with all the other frame pieces, because then you can kind of see where stuff is missing, and it's also rather easy or easier to find the frames that those go to. So yeah, the next thing to tackle are all the frames. Maybe I'll do the edge next before I start with the frame pieces. Before I started with the actual frame pieces and put them together, I put in all the pieces that had frame and a little bit of the inner image still on them, because those are also quite easy to identify to which image they belong, and you can quickly put them in before working on the actual frames. I personally find the frames quite difficult because there are some textures that are quite similar, and it's not always clear, at least not to me, to which image they belong, at least not when I saw them in the beginning. Once you start working on the actual frames and put the pieces in place, then I at least get a better understanding of which pieces belong to which frame, and then I can more easily identify them. But something else that I do again with working on the frames, if I get stuck on one frame, I just switch the board and work on another one. So this is how far I got earlier. Was able to really work on these two frames and was able to connect these two pieces and even this one a little bit. So I'm really happy with how far I got. Question is, where do we continue? Good question. I already did this frame. And I think I want to try to do these. Or maybe this one as well. I don't want to tackle the round ones or the one with the kind of flower-like ornaments. I want to do them later, so maybe I can put those two on the table and try to work on these three images. round frames and the ones that had the kind of more flowery ornaments on them were the most difficult ones for me. And I think I spent quite a lot of time on the Bambi frame. So again, the Bambi image was, I think, the most difficult image on this part of the puzzle for me. Yeah, in the end, you are left again with only green pieces from the background. The lighter green pieces are easy to pick out and easy to put in because there are not that many. But with the darker green pieces, I again went for shape sorting and then, tried my way through all the pieces. But this time around, I relied a lot more on the repeating cut pattern of the image. So I put two boards next to each other where I knew the cut was repeating, and then I knew at least which shape of piece I needed. I mean, you still need to find the actual piece, but it really much narrows down the pile that you need to look for the actual piece that you're needing. So yeah, this is how I worked my way through the green background. Oh my god. That's so cool. That's amazing. Like, wow. It's done, it's finished. Awesome. That looks so cool. Now we take some more pictures and then we take it apart. Oh no. So this was the second part of the Disney Museum puzzle. I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, now we're done with the puzzle. It was really fun. It's a really nice puzzle. I can only recommend that you try it. And even though it's 9,000 pieces, it's actually really fun and it's not that difficult because you have all these single images of the Disney movies and Disney characters. Just start with those. They're easy to find and easy to pick out and easy to sort. And it's really fun to do the puzzle. Don't forget to like and subscribe and see you next time. Bye! What's going on with you guys?